Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I've got an extremely funny, intelligent young lady named Jaclyn Passaro with me today. Jaclyn, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure, Jaclyn. I said before we started, I first contacted you back, I think it was March 5th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's not your fault. I searched female comedians on Instagram and you come up, and I've been watching your videos for like 2 months now. And I'm so excited to have you here. I can't tell you how excited I am to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much.
I mean it. You make some of the greatest. Well, let's start. You're a stand-up comedian, but you also have content creator, and I'd say that's what I know you more for is your videos you make.
Yeah, so I do a lot of content creation. It's pretty much like comedic is the base of it. I also have a podcast with my friend Stephanie Tejada, and we have a show on OFTV. It's called A Sociopath and a Psychopath. So
Yeah,
essentially, it's a
and,
spin
and you're and
talk
you're the
show.
and you're the psychopath named Angie.
Yeah,
Oh
Angie. Yeah,
my God, that's funny stuff.
yeah.
And you, besides that, you have another one. We don't give a F podcast too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we've been having fun with that podcast. It's fairly new. It's been up since about December, like
Right,
mid-December. So it's fairly new. And we're having fun with it. Just we structure it differently than a normal podcast. We
right,
have segments, kind of like a talk show too, but it is
right,
a podcast.
right. Well, let's go back because we kind of jumped ahead. You're in California.
Yes.
Were you born and raised in California?
No, I was not. I was born
Okay.
in New York, and then my family moved to Arizona when I was 11. So I pretty much grew
Right.
up in Arizona.
And do you have a preference? Because you probably still spend time in New York or California. Do you have a favorite spot you like to be in?
I definitely really like California, but I will say there's nothing as magical as New York City. So I will say New
Right.
York City is definitely probably the most magical city that I've ever been to so far. But I would not live in New York because I don't like cold weather. So
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you. I've been to New York City a few times. It's magical,
yeah,
particularly like Madison Square Garden or just places you're there and it's like, phew,
for sure. Yeah.
or downtown. It's
Madison
amazing.
Square Garden was my first concert. My
Oh,
mom
go
took me
ahead.
there when I was
Tell
really
me
little.
who was your
Yeah.
first who was your first
So when
concert?
I was 3, my mom took me to see Rod Stewart because her friend couldn't make it. So I remember my first concert, and it was at Madison Square Garden. I remember coming up the escalator, and I remember what I wore, and I just remember it being like not understanding what was going on, but I remember it was so cool to just be sitting there, and I'm like, why are all these people like looking at the like so excited for this guy?
Right.
It was pretty cool.
Do you think that maybe because that's where I'm heading with this? Okay, when did you first start doing? I guess you first started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, so I started doing stand up in 2016. So it's been a really long
Okay.
time.
Right.
I tried improv prior to that. As a kid, I did some acting
That's
things.
that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I wanted to be an actress as a kid. That was, or
Okay.
just be in entertainment and be an actress and a director. But I honestly really like doing comedy. I'm not a good dramatic actress. I'm terrible and I don't like it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
personally really enjoy comedy.
Yeah, you're funny. My God, can you tell the people for people that have never seen any of your videos, like for instance, the last couple of days you've been doing Lauren Boebert and AOC.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about that?
So when I was live streaming, someone told me about Lauren Boebert. I don't really pay attention to politics that
No,
much. I knew who AOC was, but I
right.
didn't know who Lauren Boebert was until someone told me in when I was live streaming. So I Googled her and I was like, oh my God, she's ridiculous. I mean, I think they're both like both airheads. So it's fun to go after both sides because I don't really care about
Yeah.
Politics, I think both sides are weird. And so I'm having fun going after like both sides because I think both of those girls are complete
Yeah, I
wacko.
don't do politics at all. That's why I was kind of surprised. But Lauren Boebert, I'm like you. I don't even watch the news. I can't stand the news. Because like you said, if you're doing comedy, man,
Yeah.
the worst thing to do is try and look at anything that's going on in the world today. But
Yeah.
Lauren Boebert, I never heard of her till the theater, till she got caught vaping, and the
With
guy was
her,
feeling and the guy was feeling her up.
yeah, until someone told me about her in a live stream. So I Googled it and I was laughing so hard.
You do great. You do. My favorite is your glasses.
Yeah.
So the content you're doing now, let's make sure we cover everything. You're on Instagram, TikTok, you have the show, you have the podcast. What am I missing? What else you got? I know you have a YouTube channel as well. I've subscribed to that.
And then the OFTV
Right.
with Stephanie, where we have a sociopath and a psychopath. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
How long have you been doing that? Sociopath and psychopath.
Oh, since 2020. So it's been like 4 years now.
So you and her are like best friends,
We definitely got close over the pandemic.
right?
So were we shared a hotel one time because
Okay.
we were both involved in this thing that was it was a shoot. It was like a special shoot. So
Right.
we were in the same hotel, and so we just were, our birthdays are almost like 2 days apart, so we just kind of got close. And then I feel like our work ethic is the same, so we have fun because it's like a 50-50 thing, whereas some people are definitely difficult to work with.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned birthdays there, and I don't know if you wanted me to mention that or not.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you share a birthday with some folks?
Yeah, a bunch of people who were
Go ahead
the
and tell. Go ahead and do your bit though. I love it.
yeah, so I have the same birthday as OJ Simpson, Jodi Arias, Amanda Knox, and that guy from a Making a Murder documentary. So I find this funny, and it is definitely one of my jokes. So if you don't know who they are, they were all involved in murder, like they were the defendant. And I've had people say, like, oh, that's an unlucky birthday. And I'm like, why? They were all on the right side of the knife. So that is one of my jokes. I don't know, I kind of find it funny.
Oh, absolutely. No, I got to tell you, you did the over the weekend. At least I just saw him over the weekend, where you have a picture of you. It's like a maybe one frame or two frames of you in a real skimpy outfit, and then like that, you're in a beard. You've got
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you almost look like I don't know if you'll know who I'm going to say, Fidel Castro. Have you ever heard of Fidel Castro?
Yes, yes, yes.
That you look like Fidel Castro.
Oh, that's funny. That's
It's true because
yeah,
I'm
I
sitting
wanted
there.
to see if like people would find it funny that like they clicked on it because of that picture and then they get
Well,
Farouk.
of course we're going to click on it
Yeah,
because of that picture.
yeah.
I I don't want to talk because I always talk too much, but a guy, this is true. I don't lie. Honest to goodness. A guy posted in one of these groups on Facebook about stand-up comedy. It's a stand-up comedy thing. And he said, I posted this, and he had a guy there, and he posted it again with another guy. And then he posted it with a woman on the stage. And he said, I had 180 clicks on the woman in 3 hours. And I wrote, no puzzle. There's no puzzle. It's unfortunate. Well, I shouldn't say it's unfortunate. That's why I said to you, I'm a little nervous about doing this interview because men just, you see a pretty woman, at least if you're a straight heterosexual man, yeah, click. There's no puzzle. There's no puzzle,
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, it's a slippery slope for me because now, I was the kind of guy that opened doors and, lit a cigarette for a girl. And, now it's like that's verboten bad.
I don't think so. I still think it's polite, but I open doors for people too. Like
Yeah.
I like it when they open up the door for me, but like I open up the doors for people too,
Yeah.
regardless of their sex. I just
Yeah.
do.
No, and that's why I said that, I want to be careful here because I don't want to come off the wrong way. I
I
mean,
get
and I'm being sincere. I want you to have a great time and I want you to laugh and, tell me, anything you want to talk about. But it's hard right now because again, I'm old school. I'm 61 years old and I grew up. And that was the way I was raised. But now it's almost like I can get my own door. Don't light my cigarette. I'm like, damn, god damn. It's weird. it's, it's weird being me, period. Go ahead. Do you have something for
But
me?
what state do you live in?
Confusion. State of confusion. I'm, right now, I'm not getting enough oxygen, Jaclyn. Right now, I'm sharp as a bowling ball. I'm nuts. I'm crazy. No, I live in Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania.
Oh, interesting. I've never been to York, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
So
don't.
do you live in a rural part of Pennsylvania or more of the city part?
I'm in the city, but even then, it's I hate to do it. There's a thing I do about York, Pennsylvania, where the men are men and the sheep are scared. And that's that, believe it or not, Jaclyn, I'm not making it up. There, when I was a kid growing up at the York Fair, a man got caught having sex with a sheep.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not. I'm not making it up. I do the whole bit I do, Jaclyn, because that's why I said I don't want to. This is slippery slope for me. I always say I don't care if you're asexual, pansexual, bisexual, lesbian, straight. I don't give a shit. Where I come from in New York, Pennsylvania, a guy slept with a sheep.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
crazy. That is
dad,
that is like
dad.
a crazy thing for anyone to like even think about.
Oh
That
yeah,
doesn't make
yeah.
sense to me. Why you want to have sex with someone who's not in your species?
What happens if you cross a human DNA and sheep DNA?
I don't know.
You get kicked out of the petting zoo. Yeah, I love jokes. I love to make people laugh. Well, let me go back because I don't want to keep you real long, but I just want to ask about your stand up, like the first time you did it. I know it was a while ago. Um, were you really nervous? Was it terrifying for you?
I was definitely nervous and I remember that just in the beginning you kind of don't know who you are as an artist and some
Right,
people are kind of telling you who you should be or what they see and blah 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 blah. But
right.
I think that for me like I don't even remember my first set. I don't even
A lot of
like
people say that.
mentally blocked it out because it wasn't really who I am as a comic. But I do remember being scared and I remember getting, a couple of laughs. And I remember just like, because it's an open mic, usually you do your first
Right,
thing at an
right.
open mic and you don't do the best. You're not going to, more than likely, you're not going to do well because you're in front of mostly comics and they're not there to listen to you.
I've heard that.
Yeah, so it is rough, but it does teach you to be tough.
Well, that was going to be my next question, if you don't mind. After 7 years or whatever of doing it, or however long, do you find it now? You get up there and you like I did talk to one last night, or I aired it last night, that she has 30 minutes or more. Or she could do 40 minutes. Do you feel like now you have a lot more material to?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah. I don't again, I wasn't able to watch as much of your stand-up stuff because there isn't as much of it posted, I don't think.
There's a decent amount on my YouTube. I don't have like a full 30 set posted, but I have done
Okay.
30 minutes, but I don't
Yeah,
have like
okay.
30 minutes posted.
Well, let
No.
me ask you this real quick and we'll get on. Um, do you enjoy the stand-up more or making the videos more?
I really like doing both equally. I think
Okay.
I enjoy stand up more a little bit
Do you
because
really?
it's
Huh.
definitely you're getting a high when you're doing well, but it's
Right.
fun to create the stuff too. And I've also made money from like more money from the content creation than
Yeah.
stand up itself.
Yeah, if you've seen my numbers over on YouTube, and I just recently had a joke blow up on Instagram that went to 300,000 or something. And when
Oh,
that,
nice.
yeah, yeah, old boy made good, man. Do you want me
Yeah,
to do
so you're monetizing your YouTube. I'm not monetizing it yet, but
do you,
that's good.
well, I'll try to help you. I will. I'll try to help you if there's anything I can do. I got
Yeah.
lucky with no, you're laughing at me now. May hurt my feelings if I had feelings. No, as far as YouTube, it still seems to me like there's someone controlling the knobs there, and it doesn't seem like a level playing field where
I
I
don't
have.
know. I just know that different things about the YouTube algorithm. It's, it's always changing, just like all the algorithms. And I know that they like people who are consistently posting something. They'll be
Yeah.
nicer to you if you post consistently, which I don't really. Like I'll put shorts up, but I'm not putting full blown videos up consistently. And my shorts do bad. Like there was a time when they were doing okay for the amount of followers that I have.
Well,
But
shorts is will help you build subscribers, and it's real hit or miss. If you
yeah,
look
it
at
really is.
mine, I had one last week, 10,000, or I have 8,000, 6,000, and then 400. And there's no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot of them. I used to do several, several a day. Now I do one a day, just because
Oh,
I'm not gonna. It's real easy. I mean, I do them on my phone. I do your comedy
yeah,
mall,
yeah,
and then I just air it, and I do it to Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, well, I don't do TikTok, but all of them, and I can do it in a matter of 5 minutes, and I'm done for the day.
yeah.
I could start drinking. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding you. Well, look, Jaclyn, I don't want to keep you, I just want to make sure that we covered everything that you want to cover as far as upcoming dates, besides the show, the podcast, anything, where, let me ask you this, where are you doing the best, on TikTok or Instagram?
I'm focusing more on Instagram because I do feel like it's a set in stone platform. It's owned by Facebook, whereas TikTok is up in the air right now. We don't know if it's going to get banned in America.
Yeah.
So I post things on TikTok too, but TikTok is also a pain in the ass. They take my shit down.
Do
I
they?
have to like appeal it.
Well, I don't know if you know this, and I'm not boasting, I'm not, okay? TikTok sent me an email asking me to do minute plus material for them.
Yeah, yeah. They said that they'll give you a notification. They've done that to me too. Like do more than a minute, do more than this,
I've
blah
ne-
blah.
no, I've never joined TikTok. I don't
Oh,
want to be on TikTok.
yeah,
I
it's
just, I'm old school, just the China thing and the, spy balloon, and it's not the Chinese people, it's the government that, and I
yeah,
just don't, I don't like it. So I'm just not going to do it. But I was
yeah.
flattered.
I mean,
I actually thought it was bullshit. And a buddy of mine, I sent it to him, and he said, Scott, he said, it's not. He said, I just don't qualify. I don't have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. I
uh,
was I was shocked that they sent it to me, but I just wouldn't do it. I mean, it was tempted, I was
yeah,
tempted, but
yeah.
do you mind if we chat real quick, because you mentioned, or I saw on your YouTube thing, the OnlyFans stuff, because you do it in a very classy way.
Oh yeah, I'm having definitely a lot of fun on OnlyFans. It's a great platform I mean, they have given me so much like publicity and like PR, and I get that there's a stigma behind it, but
I hope
I
you
don't
don't I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. I didn't ask you
no,
first.
I did their so they do something called LMAOF, which is comedy content. It's basically
Okay.
like these like episodes on OFTV, and there's different comics, and like
Okay.
my episode I'm with, it's episode 26, and I'm with great comics like
Okay.
Comedy Central. They're
Okay.
doing well on social media. So I had a lot of fun with them. They're very supportive and cool. And, people are supporting our content, and I don't do any type of explicit content. I don't even get naked. I don't do
Right.
any,
Right.
like, it's very PG-13. And people are supportive. Are there people who send me nasty DMs sometimes? Yeah, because there's non-explicit, but for the most part, people are so much nicer on
Yeah.
there than on other social media.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know whether I should even bring it up. I saw the video on because again, I only knew you through Instagram.
Yeah.
I sent you the message. I liked you. I liked your videos, and so I sent you the message. And it wasn't until last night I even told you, that I wanted to try because I like to do a little research, make sure I know a little about who I'm talking to because we've never met. And when I saw that OnlyFans thing, and I found it really interesting,
Yeah, a lot
and
of people do.
I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's big celebrities on there.
Sure.
So I do think that in a couple of years, like the stigma behind it will be diluted because of the fact that there's so many other celebrities, like there's celebrities who are joining it who are really big. I follow like some of them. So like John Cena, for example, he's such a troll. He
Is
like
he?
it's so funny. He has a character on there, and I know some comics who created sketch characters and made an
Right.
OnlyFans for the sketch characters. So it's just cool that people are definitely willing to support like you and pay a subscription fee and like buy some content and do they have fun on our live streams
Well,
like.
you mentioned that, and I don't know if I'm going to pronounce her name right. Drea De Matteo
Oh yeah, she's on there and
From
she's
The
not doing any.
Sopranos.
Yeah, she's on there. She's not doing any type of porn or anything like that.
No, 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 no. And the reason I know it is because it came up on the internet one day, on the New York Post or something, that she actually, it kept her going because of COVID, that she
Yeah, she didn't
and
want to get
the vaccine, and
vaccine.
she
Yeah,
made like $150,000 or something. And again, there's no nudity, just
yeah.
and
I
I
mean, she
thought,
can make an exorbitant amount of money on there just because people are interested. And I think that with her, some people are like, oh, maybe I'll see the Sopranos girl naked. I
yeah,
highly doubt she's getting naked. I think she's
yeah.
just like, doing swimsuit pictures and shit like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have to go back saying because you said anyone could go on there. I could not go on there and make any money. You're not laughing as hard as I thought you would. It's kind of like me doing TikTok videos. Look, now you're laughing. Oh, I love when I make people laugh. Well, Jaclyn, I guess it's time, isn't it? Do you know what time it is?
For the 1 minute thing.
It doesn't have to be a minute. It can be 5 minutes. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Um, so
Anything that you want it to be.
so the
Jaclyn Passaro, your comedy minute. Have at it.
So something that always makes me laugh is old school Mad TV sketches. Like I
Right.
really like that rude old lady. I forget what the character's name is, but she's the rude old lady and she like there's a sketch where she walks into a hospital and a
Right.
woman is crying and she's like what's the matter? And she's like, he has lung cancer. And she's like, well, did he smoke? And she goes, yes. And she's like, and you're surprised? Says it right there on the box. It's gonna give him cancer. So she always says like rude thing. Like she always like says kind of the truth. Like, yeah, like you're surprised, but you smoked a pack a day or whatever. Like it is true. There's truth to it, but it's unnecessary at that time. She's very insensitive.
Right. Right.
Like this insensitive old lady, and it's really funny to me.
Yeah. No, people that are brutally honest like that, and they don't even, my brother's like that. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a, he doesn't, it comes out of his mouth before he actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't have a filter. It just comes out.
Yeah.
Well, man, thank you so much for being here. I hope you had a good time.
Oh, thank you for having
It
me.
was my pleasure. And again, we want to make sure I will include all the links to your Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Do you have Facebook? I don't know if you do Facebook at all. Wherever your OnlyFans, anything I can put the links on, I will. It is a real pleasure meeting you. Hang tight. Can you hang tight for a second? I want to stop the
Oh,
recording, but I'd like to talk to you for a second off the record.
okay.